It is astonishing, while being inside of such a beautiful and peaceful place of meditation, and not placing forth an effort to venture intellectually into anything personally desired that is in time, revealed as futile after being shown from inside of your being, of what is important, pure, untouched by the ideals of mankind, and of how coming to know these vital things opens the mind to further ventures inside for more learning of the being, and of what is placed in the heart of the human being, allowing the living divine force to take you into what is known of your life to be of those times which were in fact pure and untouched. You will find love in its purity, as it has forever been meant to remain in our intentions towards humanity upon this earthly plane, being made shown and was gifted to feel of what pure love is, in being taken back into the past of when you first had found yourself loving someone in your earlier years. As a child, you are shown and felt a love that was pure. It was a love which was not contaminated with the desires of the flesh in terms of sexual desire. Lust was not any part of your being a factor within what is referred to those innocent times. The divine created favor upon your life, and thus your insight to be a vulnerable child for coming to know love in its purity. You are shown that the love was simply to join with them as a close companion, even as the wanting of holding hands, while walking without any further interest that would adulterate the true spirit and feeling of the moment, after which we come up into a Western society that attaches devices of perversion to that which is in fact the purity of the human being, and thus the true meaning and activity of love as it was meant to be from the beginning and maintained to be reflected into adulthood, is utterly destroyed in the mind of mankind, both men and women. It was shown in meditation, a love which the religious world asserts to posses, as they placed it in the mouth of Yeshua, had mentioned of having the love which is of simplicity, as that of a child's love, while in the state of being an adult in this morally decaying society, or as was mentioned of the purity of honest expression out of the mouths of babes, thou have perfected praise. When we as men tell a woman that we love them, it is a form of praise and honor, and not a state of vulnerability, as many of us have been made to feel because of being hurt in the past by many who also have not understood clear the purity of love. We have been programmed to feel a sense of vulnerability due to being programmed by the Western culture in their perception and exaggerated implication of love and its expectations. It was titled and instituted in Rome by way of France and called romance, which this day is used as a form of deception against both women and men. You do not have to look outside of yourself for the love you are seeking. It is right inside of you, as also within your memories of when you first noticed a love for someone. As innocent as it was a love divine and a gift to the human family, which was meant to be carried into the future for one another when it was time for becoming adults. Understand the importance of not being afraid to love as it has been meant to be. Otherwise, despite of how much success in this material world you will or have accomplished, if you have not allowed yourself to love openly and freely without the fear and discontent accumulated from the past disappointments, conventional success in this lifetime is futile. One must be willing to venture upon the journey of conquering their pain. Pain will never be conquered, understood, unless it is embraced instead of resisted. Resisting pain only intensifies it, because you are committing further violence to yourself in your refusal to understand pain itself. Embracing your pains with an interest to understand them will give you the power to heal from them sufficiently. Pain is an indication of your healing journey. Allow yourself humility. Enjoy it. Learn from it as you come to know of yourself. You are healing. You are conquering. Understanding that pain is a reality, and it is not permanent because of time having within it a moving, a living healing component which works in harmony with pain in its decreasing presence. It reveals that endurance is the comforting path which will in time bring peace of mind and spirit. There are no substitutes in substances or people. You are enough. When pain is present, know that it is there for the purpose of your growth. And no matter of how much we would desire to go away at that moment because of the perception through an emotional complex, it will only leave within the sacredness of time during the course of its decrease. Pain becomes less of a dilemma once we understand its purpose and fail to mind it being there. There is indeed a great beauty in this journey. I recall a time of when I would ponder of myself in the aftermath of dealing, and therefore suffering many disappointing relationships, I would read myself after a time of being sufficiently healed enough to move forwards. I noticed a feeling of numbness. Well, at first during some occasions it was numbness, but after a while in living more of the similar experiences, it becomes very easy to not only physically walk away when something does not function due to matters not collaborating to your personal gratification, but you are also enabled to walk away in acceptance and let go more easier as time prevails. So through understanding and acceptance breeds inner strength, resolve leading to a more constant state of humility of your disposition. In more similar cases, you come to understand through seeing that you are able to accept matters as they are, and also coming to discern that in living, nothing, no matter what it is, rather physical or material, holds permanency, as there is no such state of being as permanent. You find each time in reading your inner progression that you are not numb. You just get it. Clarity is always pleasant because it brings no pain, and have in time become more of an adult in your responses to situations that some of us feel should perform. Same response socially characteristically, no matter of how seasoned in life we have become through time. It is as if there is a negation of maturity for the advantage of evolution, rejecting the advancement. But in life you come to learn of how to accept matters better as you decide to move forwards in areas of where conditions fail in certain settings. You find that where one area fails in another dimension in regard in tandem of the same situation, the matters of the heart and mind win. After those who have observed your person and see that those particular matters of the heart no longer traumatize you, they see that despite of what you face and what crumbles before you, in spite of your best efforts for success in relationships, in your manner of respecting the woman, taking care of all of her personal desires and needs, your heart and mind does not remain in a disappointing state, but you are very much an unremitting presence in the world, and your life becomes much more fulfilling because you have come to understand that it is never wise to become attached to anything or anyone inside of an immorally, almost impenetrable world as this, because attachment brings a pain, as the Buddha said, which you can only blame yourself for the choice of holding on to that which disturbs you for whatever reasoning one cultivates. Because all one have to do is choose to no longer hurt oneself by way of the continued desires and dwelling upon past disappointments. It is a big and beautiful world outside of each world that we decide to heal from. Let the inner sun shine upon your life. Don't allow yourself to remain in a sense of dismay and miss it. Time is sacred, so don't waste it. Written by David Anthony Bravo.